Hello, hello. It's been some time since I've recorded something, like literally anything. And so this is the first episode of something that I'm calling App Breakdown. And App Breakdown is essentially going to be me, like sitting here, taking my phone and going through an app in depth to see what I can learn from it as a product designer or as an app designer or whatever you want to call it, designer. The thesis is very simple. Basically, I already download apps pretty much every day, whether it's like at breakfast or at a Sunday afternoon like this one, and go through it to see what I can learn from it. And I believe that after I do that 1,000 times, I'm going to be a lot better than someone who hasn't done it those 1,000 times. And so hopefully by recording it, there's some value in it. And if you watch 1,000 of these videos, then you're going to be better than someone who hasn't watched any of them. Remains to be proven. But anyway, today we're going to be looking at Opal. So Opal is an app that I've been a user of in the past. I really like it. And the reason I want to look at it today is actually not because they're doing well or they're not doing well. Like I don't actually know, although you can see it on the App Store tracker. But it's because they have managed to turn something that is very unsexy, which is doom scrolling and like the notion of stop using your phone, into something that is sexy and that looks very good and that people actually want to share. So I've actually deleted my account for the purpose of this video because this is the second time I'm recording. The first time I recorded without sound. Yes, not annoyed at all. And so let's jump into it. Let's go into Opal and create a new account. So straight away when you open the app, you have this amazing video. I love the 3D that they do. Like I don't know who does the gems 3D for Opal, but they do an amazing job. And also their logo is exceptional, this like trademark. So I'm gonna hit get started. How much time do you spend on your phone? On your phone only. Okay. See, these are like exactly the little details that I want to look into. For example, this scroll of number. It's extremely satisfying. There's haptics behind it. It has the right easing on the animations. The transformation, the blur just looks very good. Like, I love it. Anyway, let's go for 5 hours and hit continue. What habit would you like to change? Ignoring people around me. No, I actually like doing. Okay, now let's go. Constantly checking on my phone. And again, see, this is just a list. It's very simple. But when you tap it, there's the little micro interaction on the check mark. It looks amazing. The fading of the colors on the button, the fading of the text on the top. These are the kinds of little details that, like, they're just very good. They set apart a very standard app from something that is truly worth using, in my opinion. It doesn't have haptics. Could use haptics. Anyway, let's hit continue. And how do you plan to use Opal? Let's go with on my own and with my friends. I'm guessing they're asking this because they're gonna present some kind of screen depending on the answer on the next one, or prompt me to do different main actions. Continue. How old are you? The old age of 25. Very standard selector here, so they don't use the same pattern that they did on the numbers before. What is your occupation? So remote work. It's also interesting that they don't use again the same like checkmark thing between before and now. Okay, calculating. I have no idea what it's calculating. Preparing a report. So I think what they're trying to do here with a calculating and report is basically like, I'm a new user. I've just downloaded the app. I've given them some information. Now they're trying to give me value. So let's see what kind of value they're trying to give here. Because they haven't even asked for my phone number yet, which is surprising. Okay, some not so good news. The bad news is that you'll spend 114 days on your phone this year. Okay, so they're basically trying to prove that you need to use Opal. It's like, hey, it's pretty bad. This is the state of things. This is why it's a very weird place to prompt for the App Store review. Okay, the good news is that Opal can get you back 6+ years of your life. Yeah, so this carousel basically serves the purpose of this is where you're at. This is why it's bad. This is what Opal can do for you. Okay. Oh, and right away we have a controversial fake pop-up or fake, I'm forgetting the word now, but like the permissions thing. So let's do allow, because if we don't do that, the app literally can't work. So let's just say allow. Okay, they're repeating the value props. Let's solidify it with a fist bump. Okay, this is a bit of a gimmick, if I'm being honest. Fist bump. Okay, they have the, oh, is it an unskippable paywall? Wow, there's no close button on the paywall. Okay, interesting. How can I literally cannot exit the paywall. Maybe this is an A/B test that they're running. Maybe they just do this for everyone. I don't know. Let's go try for 0. And then when should you remind you that your trial ends? Oh, okay. So basically what they're trying to do here, I think, is basically calm the worry of, okay, but I'm going to forget to cancel this. Therefore, I'm not going to do it. So they're like, oh, no, we're going to tell you when the trial is about to end. So you can do it safely now. And then you'll be able to cancel at any time. And there's still, oh, there's a weird error at the bottom. If you scroll, basically if you scroll, the black bar comes up. And again, I love the 3D animation that they have here. Okay, let's go 3 days before and hit continue. It's a very big paywall experience. I've tapped like 3 times and I haven't even gotten to the Apple Pay. Okay, design your trial experience. I don't actually want to design my trial experience. Okay, and I see. So this is the actual paywall. So after 3 steps, then you get an X button on the top. And by this point, I'm guessing that they just want most people to numbly tap the continue button and then they go into the Apple Pay, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go top right, X, again, a confirmation. Oh, monthly pass instead. Okay. So when you hit the X, they give you a discount. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's go. No thanks. And we got our first gem. Now, gems are one of the central things about Opal. Basically, it's their gamification / gratification system. You do good things, aka you use Opal, you get little treats, aka gems. It's always funny how designing gamification for apps is not too different from training dogs. Anyway, I know nothing about training dogs, so don't take that as a literal thing. So gems are very cool because basically you break them and oh, it has the sound. I didn't even know there was sound. Okay, there's sound and haptics and it's very satisfying. And it's just like, whoever did this, kudos. It's one of the main reasons I even downloaded the app in the first place. Okay, so we got our first gem now. Let's hit continue. And we also have our first day streak. And you might be wondering, why would they give you a day streak on day 1 or on day 0 in this case? Because it's not really been 1 day of streak. That would be tomorrow. But what this helps solve, I don't know if this is why they did it, but one of the things this solves is the cold start problem of actually caring about an app. Because if you're a new user, you go on an app, you download it, you spend like a couple minutes on it, you don't really care if you uninstall it. But this gives you a reason to care, because now you have a streak, now you have a flame that you got to keep going. Basically now, tomorrow they're probably going to prompt me to continue my streak for day 2. And then I have a connection with this app. So from the first session, I have a connection with it. I have basically a purpose to keep opening the app every day. So it's very similar to what Duolingo and all of the other streaks do. But this is probably why they started on day 1. Or if not, it just helps that. Okay, and now they're asking to log in. So they've asked for a bunch of information. They've shown you why the problem is, but why you have a problem, how Opal can fix it. They've already given you a gem. They've already given you a streak. And now they're like, okay, give us your phone number. So I've seen a bunch of apps do this. This basically like delayed account creation, delayed onboarding. I don't know if it actually performs better than just asking for the phone number on the first screen, because people don't churn a lot when you ask them for phone numbers. So you might as well ask that in the first page. But again, without looking at actual numbers, I don't know. So let's go ahead and give them my phone number. Oh, hit next. I like the little loading animations on the buttons, although I have no idea why it needs so long to load in this case. Go, automatically detected, OTP generated, username. Is this available? No. Okay, let's use my Twitter handle. Okay, my Twitter handle is available. Nice. And it's called a gem name. Who spends the most time on their phone? Okay, so this is something I'm really passionate about, which is basically getting access to things, or clever ways to get access to contacts and to notifications and all that. And what they're doing here is they're trying to get your contacts, or my contacts in this case. And the way to do it or the way they're doing it is the psychological trick of like, you're probably curious, like which of your friends spend most time on their phone. And you probably wonder where you stand on that list. So they're like, they don't ask, please give us your contacts. They just say, okay, who do you think spends most time on your phone? And more importantly, they give you a blurred list. I know where they took this from. They give you a blurred list of the contact of your phone, or what you think are the contacts on your phone. But this is just basically fake data. So by showing you this leaderboard, most users think that these are their friends. They're just blurred. And someone is spending 1 hour, 30 minutes on the phone. The other person is spending 4 hours, but you don't know who's who. So you click on see friends on Opal. This was a weird transition. Okay, continue. Oh, it didn't actually ask me for my contact. Okay, I know why it didn't ask for my contacts, because I've had this app in the past and I blocked contact access in the past when I did my previous recording today. So yeah, but basically at that point, they would ask for contacts, and then you can either give it or not give it. But it's what enables all the social features in the app. I'll show you inside of the app later. Here's another carousel to show you how the app works. To be honest, I think this onboarding is a bit long in terms of explanations. It could be simpler. So select up to 3 distracting apps. Let's go. For me, it's the X, which is real, and I don't really get distracted by anything else, if I'm honest, but let's do YouTube. Okay. And again, we have a fake system prompt. By the way, Apple does not allow this, but a lot of apps do it, so it works. Let's do allow. How did you hear about Opal? This is an interesting screen because a lot of apps ask this. I don't actually know what the value of asking this is beyond just like marketing data that you can get elsewhere. So basically, if apps use this for some in-product experience, I get it. If not, I'm not sure I get it. But anyway, let's do skip, because I don't actually know how I got to know Opal in the first place. Widgets, no, thank you. Again, beautiful logo, beautiful transition. They do these kinds of things very well. And so on the first screen of the app, you get dropped here. And to be quite frank, the next action is not entirely clear, like straight out, because you have the plus button on limit app or website. You have the plus button on the top right. You have upcoming, which I didn't set anything to be upcoming, so it's a bit weird. I'm guessing these are just presets. And I selected YouTube and X, and those are nowhere to be found. So let's try clicking the X at the top and say set a time limit. Again, let's do X. Okay, so again, I don't understand why X wasn't already selected since I've done it in the onboarding. Let's try setting a time captain. This is like AI generated title for this block. Now we have time allowed. Let's do 1 hour allowed for X. I wish they were using the same like rotating numbers here, because they do look really good and I haven't seen them use it elsewhere apart from the first screen of the app. You can select when, hit block, and reset. So here's a little upsell into a different paywall. Okay, so they're either testing different paywalls or they don't have a consistent one, and you can select the days of the week that it activates on. Okay, and save. Nice little save animation. It's gone, and now it's on upcoming. Okay, interesting. I thought that by adding something, it would appear on the section on top, simply because it has the space for it. Maybe the now section or the limit section could just be a CTA at the bottom. I don't know. Let's see what the plus on the top right does. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. So both of these pluses do the same thing, which is a bit odd, but maybe it's just like the first state of the app and then it changes. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, let's go into one of these presets. Work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Days of the week. Blocked list. Oh, so they did import my block list. Okay, so I do have a block list for X and YouTube. It just wasn't displayed there. It was displayed as part of the presets, part of my block list. Okay, and then here at the bottom, you have what is essentially like exploration / upsell zones, or more like recommendation. And I like this carousel a lot. There's the blurred edges, the different dimensions. You have 3 of these. Okay, so these are basically like, hey, you're new to the app. Here's all the ways in which you can use us. And they do this by theme, by focusing on sleep, and by habit. And then inside, they're all the same UI basically. So it's all very coherent. It's just the image that you see and then the block UI. Okay, let's try going to the first tab of the app where you have the gems. There's a lot happening here. You have the gems, which are again the little treats. We have the gem that we just unlocked here. It looks so nice. And it's owned by 98% of users. You installed Opal. Okay, this is weird. It should be 100% though. Or so if this data is correct, they have a 2% drop off between getting the gem and actually giving them their phone number, which is quite big. Anyway, I'm not gonna trust this this 98% in this case. It's probably just weird analytics. Let's see what we have to do to unlock our first gem. Okay, we have to focus with Opal for 3 days. So this is basically a function of streaks. You do streaks, you get gems, and then there's probably other things like specific focus time. There's also 7 days. This is 30 days in a row. Okay, so it's always a function of streaks, which is a little flame you see here on the top right. Let's click it, and you have here the calendar of your streaks. On top 90%, the 90th percentile. Okay, and here at the bottom you have more. Again, I think these are basically the exploration sections that we were seeing before. So it's very similar. I wonder if these two tabs could be one tab. I wonder. Okay, and then at the bottom we have here a big CTA to start timer with a block list that I had set up before and the time. Oh, so here they are using the little animation that I like. Oh, what? Okay, this is a new. Wait, what happened? Wait, did I start a streak by mistake? Yeah, let's try to exit because there was a. We'll come back here later, but there was a pattern there that I have never seen actually. Stop session. Stop session. Okay, so when you're adding numbers, if you add a lot, then it pulls up, if you tap it, it pulls up the slider. Okay, this is so cool. I don't think I had ever seen this pattern. It's, by the way, like discovering things like this that I had not seen before is exactly why I go through apps. It's exactly why I do this. And here they use the animation that I liked, and they have custom haptics that are very like satisfactory. So let's say I do 17 hours, then I release, then I wait and it goes back to normal. Okay. And that's when then I can start the timer. Okay, congrats. Apps are being blocked. They have a lot of tooltips. I'm going to be honest, I never read tooltips. And so I'm very skeptical of using tooltips in most designs, just because I'm assuming most people do this. But I may be wrong here. Okay, so this is basically just showing you a kind of boring image and then your progress on the streak. In this case, or on the focus time. In this case, I set a 17-hour focus time. It's going to be pretty intense. And then if we go to break, they have a very cool mechanic here, which is, let's say you use Twitter a lot, which is my case, and you block it, but then you actually you're on the couch, you're just like, okay, I want to go on Twitter. You come to the app, you want to go on Twitter again, you hit break. They don't just break the streak and let you go straight away. They make you do things, and this basically makes you think about whether you actually want to go on Twitter or not. So in this context, it's added friction, but it's very helpful added friction. So let's say, pick a game to continue. Easy. Let's go connect. Okay, so they have a little game that you have to complete. Oh, yeah. So they have a little game that you have to complete before you're actually able to go into the app again. And this makes a lot of sense. Honestly, as a user, this is something that I really liked, because sometimes you're really bored. You just want to go into the apps that you shouldn't be going to. And that little 10-second, 5-second reminder even sometimes is enough to just be like, okay, no, I don't want to go on Twitter right now. Yeah, let's go. Continue anyway. So there's another confirmation. And now we are on a break. Oh no, I clicked wait. So I didn't do a break. I hit the wrong button at the end. Continue. No, I should be on a break because I hit take a break, but it still says the same. Oh, I have to go in and actually do it again. Okay, so this part is confusing. You see, because I hit a confirmation button, but it wasn't actually a confirmation button. You need to go in. This is the kind of friction where it's confusion and not friction. So that is not as good. Okay, let's explore the rest of the app. So again, we have the suggestions here, like recommendations. The second tab we've seen. There's, our focus session that we've just set is now here. Upcoming, it's on break now. So if I resume it, it's probably gonna go exactly to the now. Okay. Then if we go on the middle tab, sleep mode. Opal can help you sleep better and be on your phone less during bedtime. Let's get started. Okay, so this probably is I'm not gonna set it up because it's not something I would use, but it probably hooks up to the sleep mode on your iPhone, which is in itself not great. That's not Opal's fault. And uses that to basically make an habit out of using Opal. So if you already use sleep mode, they can hook themselves up to it and they can get you using Opal without even realizing it. So it's pretty smart. It's like passive use. And then they have sleep stories. Okay, what are sleep stories? That's like audio.
Restful sleep begins. Allow your body to settle into the surface.
Interesting. And they have a slider. Oh, so some people prefer to hear voices. Other people prefer to hear the white noise on the background. So if you slide it all the way to the right, you don't even hear the voice. If you slide it all the way to the left, you're only hearing the voice. This is interesting. I've never seen it. And you can also download it, apparently. And then you have soundscapes, which is probably just white noise. Yeah, campfire white noise. I love this. This on the winter, sometimes I just put it on the TV. And not from Opal, but from like a YouTube video with a fireplace. And just put it on TV while I'm working in the living room or something. And then they have meditation, which are more pro features. So basically, maybe they're trying to go head to head with Headspace. I don't know if that's where they want to go or not, but it's an interesting thing. Let's do gratitude meditation. Okay, and it's basically audio files. It's basically audio files, different purposes. But let's go into leaderboards. Okay, leaderboard. So you can see my leaderboard is empty because I didn't grant access to my contacts. If you remember during the onboarding, I'd already blocked it, so they didn't even ask, etc. But again, they're using very clever techniques here, where the onboarding, where the leaderboard is blurred, they're giving you a fake. This is fake, by the way. They're giving you a fake place on the leaderboard, so that you intuitively want to see, okay, who's above me, who's below me, who are the people around me on this leader. And so you basically, they want to make you click the call to action. But 100% of the data here is fake. So let's actually click find friends on Opal. And again, it's asking me to sync my contacts or enter a referral code. I don't actually have one of these right now. So, and again, they're doing more blurred friend. So let's do sync contacts. I have to go to settings, and I don't really want to expose my friends right now on the video, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, this is the leaderboard. I think they do a very good job at the empty state. Because remember, this is nothing but an empty state. It could just be a button like activate leaderboard, but they do something very interesting with it. And if we go on profile is again where I think Opal does an awesome job at turning something that is boring into something that's exciting. Like, this looks cool, but it is nothing but a display of data about when you did not use your phone. And so I think they did an exceptional job at just making it interesting. And so you have the gems on top, you have the streaks, the focus hours, and then little section for each of them. And data, which I don't have because I deleted the account. And then sharing referral. It's a cool little card animation to get you to invite friends. If you want an invite code, you have it here. Okay. In community, your screen time was 100% lower than your peers yesterday. You're doing great. This is what I think is particularly interesting. And I guess it's going to lead me into a rant about how Opal, like basically they made themselves into a social app, into a very social app, but it doesn't even need to be a social app because it's just blocking your phone. So I think it's a great use case or a great example of an app that is utility first and then turns into social, which is an approach that has worked many times. And it's just very interesting. Like, if this app, I actually vibe coded a competitor once where it just blocked my apps, but it was nothing in terms of interestingness compared to this, because this little community thing that I'm doing 100% lower than my peers is like more interesting than basically anything else on the page, which makes me wonder why it's at the bottom. But this makes me want to know more, because this is competition. This actually positions me within a frame, and it tells me that I'm doing well, so I feel good about myself. Like, I think that this little community section is very powerful. But yeah, I think we've seen most of the app. I'm gonna cut it here. This was the first episode of App Breakdown, going through apps, learning things. We have seen cool empty states for leaderboards. We have seen a new pattern for, where is it? Okay, I cannot access now, but we've seen a new pattern for just putting numbers with a slider, or automatically popping up a slider when you detect that users want to add a lot of numbers. It's been good. All right, see you on the next one. Peace.